Hey there, today we're going to be reviewing a Gibson Custom Shop Carina Explorer from 2021. This is not one of the super limited aged ones they did out of the Murphy Lab, but this is one of the limited run Carina Explorers they did with the traditional lift and case that the Custom Shop's been doing recently, which barely fits in my car. This is not my guitar, by the way, so thank you, Phil, for letting me borrow it for a little while. We're gonna do a review on it. So here's what you're greeted with when you first get the guitar. This really beautiful, large, bench size case. Open up. You have your Carina Explorer. So this guitar is not the Brazilian run they did. The Brazilian runs were only on the Murphy Labs, which I think the Murphy Labs were, they made like 20 of them, and they did them with the Carina Explorers and the Vs. They were in a set that were like $50,000. So this is not one of those, but it is the full Carina body spec ones they made. So it's pretty awesome. Carina is a really unique wood. It's actually called African limba wood, is the traditional name of it. Gibson actually copyrighted the name or trademarked the name Carina back in the 50s. I'm not entirely sure why, but that's just what they named it. They could have left it limba wood, but they named them Carina, and they made the Explorers, the Vs, and one other guitar, which I don't remember the name of, which came out in NAMM in 1958. So upon playing this guitar, I've known this guitar for a couple of years now, so I have a pretty good idea of what it feels like, what it sounds like, what the pickups are like, and the weight of the thing. It's really, really balanced, actually, when you play it on a strap, because of the way the body is. It really sits balanced. There's some getting used to it in the way that the neck sits. When you're playing a Les Paul, I feel like it sits a little bit more this way on you, and because of the shape of the body, this guitar sits back, which changes both your picking hand as well as your playing hand. Just an adjustment type of thing, you know? Another thing about this guitar, which is different, is the selector switch being down far, and getting used to the fact that it has one master tone control, which a lot of the two pickup guitars did not have. They usually have two tone controls, one for each pickup. So just different things. Something that I noticed in this guitar, which is different than a Les Paul, again, is because of where the body meets the neck, the pickups are in a different position than they would be on a Les Paul, which gives a different clarity to the neck pickup and a different bite to the bridge pickup. So without further ado, I will explain what I'm talking about. And what's cool about this is this guitar came in both the white pickguard version and the black pickguard version. The traditional version, when they left in the 50s, they had the black rings and they had white pickguards. I think like 5 of them had black pickguards. Phil opted for the black pickguard version because he's a classy tuxedo man. So here's the guitar, and of course running my trusty Dr. Z, because it really is one of my favorite amps. It just sounds awesome through everything I plug into it. We're hitting the board just to give a little bit of flavor with the delay and the OCD for the overdrive. This guitar is really articulate sounding, and even unplugged, I'll show you unplugged. It kind of has the old wood resonance to it that some of my other guitars have, which is they have a mid-range to them, which a lot of the older Gibsons had, and for years they didn't have that sound. A lot of the newer custom shops kind of sounded sort of flat, and this definitely does not sound flat. It's very resonant sounding, and it's really evident when it's on and plugged in. Here's the neck position. So it really is very dynamic sounding, really clear sounding, really articulate sounding guitar. It's got a big fat 50s type of neck on it. It's got all the looks, all the appointments with it. It's got the tone. If you're thinking about getting one, you should definitely do it. Real limited guitar in the 2021 custom shop Gibson Explorer. Take care.